Hey guys, and welcome back for another episode of Toby Talks Tech. My name is Toby, and today we're going to talk some tech. Now, I have a problem, and that is that I have a lot of microphones. Now, these weren't all bought yesterday. I've actually accumulated them over the years as my needs and requirements changed. And Rode just sent me a new one that they've released recently, which is the VideoMic NTG. It's that right there. And I'm actually using it to record the audio for this video, so you know exactly what that sounds like. First off though, a big shout out to Rode for sending this microphone to me. For one, I'm always excited to try out new microphones to try to find the perfect one for me. But also, Rode is an Aussie company. They're based in Sydney, and it always makes me really happy to see Australian companies do really well internationally. So they didn't actually ask me to, but I am super happy to make this video. Now, the VideoMic NTG actually combines the VideoMic category of Rode microphones, which are meant to be the small on-camera microphones, with the NTG range, which is their broadcast upper quality range, and tries to make something in the middle between a small portable but still high quality broadcast grade microphone. Now, this microphone costs about $250 on Amazon, which is around about 360 Australian dollars if you're down under. And that isn't cheap in comparison to some of the other microphones I have, but it does have some very unique features. Like, for one thing I'm really excited about, it doubles as a USB microphone. So right now it's plugged into my computer so I can record the audio for this video. But it's still meant to be a small, lightweight on-camera microphone. So you can use it for either setting. It has, a lot of features that I want to talk through. And I have a lot of microphones. This is not going to be a shootout style video. I can do one later, further down the line. If you're interested, just leave me some comments down below for that. In this video, I really just want to talk about the VideoMic NTG, the specification and its features, then share a few sample audio clips that I took using this microphone, and I do have some comparisons against at least a few select microphones, just so you get an idea of where the quality of this microphone sits. And finally, I just want to talk a little bit about what I personally do and don't like about this microphone. As always, there's going to be timestamps down in the video description, so go and check that out if you want to jump to any part of this video that you might find interesting. But now, enough talking, let's jump right into the video. The Rode VideoMic NTG is a highly directional supercardioid shotgun microphone. It's made from aerospace-grade lightweight aluminum, weighing in at just 3.3 ounces, which is around about 98 grams. It's 6.72 inches long, which is about 170 millimeters, and its diameter is 0.85 inch, which is about 22 millimeters. The microphone itself rests on a Rycote Lyra shock mount with integrated cable management and a sliding rail that allows you to adjust the position of the microphone as you sit it on your camera via the cold shoe. To connect the microphone to your camera, there's an auto-sensing 1/4 inch jack, which is 3.5 millimeters, that switches automatically between TRS and TRRS connections depending on whether you connect it to your camera or to your mobile phone. The microphone will turn on and off automatically as it detects power from your camera, and so there's no risk of you forgetting to either switch it on or off. The VideoMic NTG runs off an internal rechargeable battery that is rated to last you 30 hours on a full charge, and it charges up within about 2 hours via USB-C. The VideoMic NTG is also a fully compliant USB-C microphone, so you can just plug and play it into your computer and you're good to go. It works on Mac, Linux, Windows, and you can use it for podcasting or recording VOs. The microphone comes with a number of inbuilt audio filters. There's 2 high passes, one at 75 and one at 150 Hz to help you cut out low rumble. There's a boost for high frequencies to add some of the brightness back into your audio, especially when you're using the included windscreen. There's a switch to reduce the volume of the incoming audio by 20 decibels, and a safety channel feature which automatically records a copy of the incoming audio at 20 decibels less into the right stereo channel, so you always have a backup in case you've got clipping on your audio. You can adjust the audio levels using the variable gain control at the back of the microphone, and this controls either the input volume if you're using this microphone on camera or with a mobile phone, or it controls the output volume for your headphones if you're using this microphone via USB-C. Finally, there's also a peaking meter indicator that will light up whenever your audio is clipping, and this is really useful to just double check that your audio isn't being blown out when you're on location. So that's it for the specifications, but what about the actual audio quality? Well, so far you've actually been listening to nothing but the audio going through the Rode VideoMic NTG directly into my computer. Do note that this microphone is a supercardioid though, which means it is highly directional, which means it captures only the audio that is directly in front of that shotgun microphone. The moment I move a little bit away to the side of this microphone, you start, you're probably going to be hearing a whole lot more just of the room ambience rather than my actual voice. So I do have to talk fairly straight into it to really just pick up that nice and crisp sound right in front of my face. Same thing happens if I actually turn away. So you can probably hear a bit more of the room rather than my voice. So you do want to talk directly into it. For comparison, this is my Blue Yeti microphone, which is a cardioid. So it's got a bit more of a volumetric pattern in front of it where it captures the audio. So if I talk directly into it, obviously my voice comes through nice and clear. But even if I turn away a little bit or go off to the side a little bit, you can still hear it fairly clearly. But in general, a cardioid microphone will pick up a lot more ambience. It's not as direct and clear and crisp. So back to the VideoMic NTG, you can hear my voice is like really in your face. So you kind of like, if you're using something like a Zoom H5, that's kind of the sort of quality you get out of this really directional shotgun microphone. So for VOs, podcasts, or any recording that you do directly speaking into the microphone, the quality is pretty darn good. Oh, where did the on-camera one go? Well, I'm actually now recording this audio using the RØDE VideoMic NTG mounted on my Sony Alpha 6400. You're about 2 meters away, and while my voice still comes through nice and clear, you can start to hear a lot more of the room ambience and the echo in here. It is a square room, so that makes it a little bit worse. Now, I'm personally not a big fan of using microphones on camera. For one, because the camera usually is a little bit further away, means the microphone is further away, which means the audio quality goes down. But also, if you listen a little bit, you can hear there's actually a fair bit of noise, and often I can't tell whether this noise is just coming from the connection to the camera or the format of the video that is being recorded onto the camera. Moving the microphone further away and on camera, you always get some degradation, so I'm not a big fan of that if I can avoid it. But just so you know, for your reference, this is what it sounds like using the VideoMic NTG on the camera, probably about 2 meters away. There it is again. And finally, for the last test, I took the camera with the RØDE VideoMic NTG mounted on top of it out into a windy environment because I wanted to see how well the windscreen would actually protect the audio from the noise of the wind. Welcome to the outside world. As you can see, it is actually a pretty windy day, and I'm standing about 2 meters away from the camera and the microphone. I have a high pass filter enabled at 75 Hz just to cut out a little bit of that low rumble, and I've also got a high frequency boost switched on just to add a bit of brightness back into the audio, given that I've got the windscreen attached to the microphone. Now, the audio sounds pretty natural, but you can also still hear a lot of wind noise. If you're shooting outside where it's windy, I highly recommend getting something like a lapel microphone like the RØDE SmartLav. Let's switch over to the audio now. So this is what the SmartLav sounds like. And as you can tell, it's much more direct, it's much clearer, it's much closer to my face where I'm actually talking, so the audio picks up much more directly. It is a bit more muffled, but you can easily fix that up with some EQ in post-production. Let's switch back to the audio from the VideoMic NTG. And as you can tell, that sounds a whole lot more natural, though you do still get quite a bit of wind noise, even though I've got the windscreen attached. And if you're outside in a windy situation, I recommend either get the microphone closer with a boom or on a separate tripod, or use something like a lapel microphone. Now, the question that remains is whether at $250 it's worth your money and it's the microphone that you should get. For me personally, here's what I like about the RØDE VideoMic NTG. It is really small, it is super lightweight, it's less than 100 grams. It's, you know, I could easily dump this in my backpack if I was to travel somewhere for recording audio. It is much more compact than something like the Blue Yeti. Even the Blue Yeti Nano, which I've got here, is actually still quite chunky if you carry this around. Now, I love these ones because I can plug them into my computer and just record audio straight away. I can do that with the RØDE VideoMic NTG. The quality is amazing because you have this really supercardioid shotgun microphone, and talking into it is beautiful quality. It's equivalent to my Zoom H5. Now, I like my Zoom H5. It's one of the microphones I've used a ton for recording my tutorials. But again, it is actually pretty chunky and heavy, so it's just not as easy to use. Other things I really like about the RØDE VideoMic NTG is the shock mount itself. It's actually a really lightweight construction, but it does really well at just preventing, you know, those little taps on the table or other noises from being caught by the microphone as you're recording. So for that, I really like it. I love the safety channel feature, which I do have on my Zoom H5 as well, which essentially records one signal at your normal volume and then another one at minus 20 decibels. So if you're set too high and you get lots of clipping in your left audio channel, you've got the right one as a safety feature, and you can kind of switch between the two as you need. So really do enjoy that. Now, while I don't use the RØDE VideoMic NTG much on camera, just because I don't like using microphones on camera, things I do really like about what this offers, if you were to use it on camera, is for one, the sliding rail. So you can kind of slide your camera back and forth depending on where on the camera you want it to sit. I also love that it automatically turns on and off. It's just a nice feature to have. In terms of the things I don't like so much about this microphone, for one, it has an internal battery, so you can't bring a spare, you can't easily replace it. However, given the fact that this lasts for 30 hours and you do actually get a 10-year warranty on the battery when you purchase this microphone from Rode, I don't think it's as much of an issue. You just send it back to Rode and they'll fix it up for you. So I don't think that's too much of an issue. Now, the windscreen outside worked okay. Quite honestly, I would not take any shotgun microphone or on-camera microphone out into a windy situation. I'd highly recommend just go with something like the Rode SmartLav. Clip that onto your shirt anyway, you get much nicer audio. It sounds a bit more muffled than the RØDE VideoMic NTG. That one sounds really natural, but this one gives you much clearer audio. It has much less wind noise, and you just boost with the EQ a little bit to bring some of that brightness back. Quite honestly, I think you're better off with this one. The last two gripes that I personally had, and they're really minor, is that for one, the included USB cable is actually pretty short. This is the full extent here. So if you have a desktop here and you want to place the microphone on the side, you'll need an extension for that. Again, a minor issue. The other thing as well, even though I have a Rode compact tripod mount right here where I've got the VideoMic NTG mounted on, by default, this doesn't actually fit. You do need a small adapter for the tripod to mount correctly. I'm going to drop you a link to one of them down in the video description if you want to grab yourself one. It's much easier to have it mounted on a tripod, but again, just a minor issue. Overall, I am pretty impressed, and I am probably going to swap it out for my Blue Yeti, so this will no longer be my microphone of choice, just because it's smaller. It's kind of out of the way. I don't even notice it while I'm recording, whereas having the Blue Yeti hang overhead in your face, or sitting on a tripod when you're recording VOs or tutorials, much more noticeable. So this one is really nice and unobtrusive. It's super light. I can take it on travel much more easily. The Blue Yeti with the base is almost half a kilo. So for that, I will swap it out. In terms of the price, I think it really just depends on, do you need both an on-camera and a VO microphone in one? If you need one that does both things, I can highly recommend this microphone. The audio quality is great. It's super easy to use. The features are amazing. Blue Yeti, I think, costs around $120 or something, and you can't mount that on a camera. So if you need both an on-camera microphone and something for VO so you can connect to your computer, I can highly recommend this. If you only need VOs, maybe look into a Blue Yeti. If you don't need to travel and you don't need something on camera, if you just need on camera, maybe have a look at something like the VideoMic Pro or the original VideoMic. They're much cheaper, and if all you want is an on-camera audio solution, go with that. But again, if you're outside in the wind, I highly recommend just get a SmartLav. Like, just get a SmartLav, clip that up to someone's lapel, and you get much nicer audio. Record it straight in your mobile phone. It will give you nicer audio. So yeah, if you want both, if you need both on camera and something that stands up nice by itself and gives you great VO, highly recommend this microphone. Again, thank you so much, Rode, for sending this to me. This is going to become my tutorial and video recording microphone for sure. And that's all there is to it. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to enable that little bell so you actually get notified. If you do have any comments, questions, or suggestions, just leave them down in the video description. And as always, thank you very much for watching, and until next time, I will see you later.